Hi guys, now the world is seeing an increased cost of living crisis at the moment. Inflation is at an all-time high and energy bills are increasing as we head into the winter. Turo is a great platform. It allows you to earn extra income on the side to help battle all of these things. For those who don't know, it's an app where car owners can rent out their car when they're not in use. It's a bit like Airbnb but for cars. Some people earn a full-time living out of it and run it as their business by renting out multiple cars on the platform. Others like to rent their personal car during the week when it's not in use. Either way, if you're in a well-populated city, especially near an airport, then Turo is a great side hustle or business. Now in the US, this market is hot right now. Turo is an amazing platform that allows you to message buyers, manage bookings, and deal with payments quickly and efficiently. However, especially in populated cities, Turo is a saturated market and getting your business up and running might be difficult with so much competition. Also, if you want to rent out your vehicle but are not familiar with cars or know where to begin, how do you know your listing on Turo is good? You need it to stand out to other buyers by offering the best description, getting to the meat of what the renter is looking for when visiting the area and booking your car on Turo, as well as a few other important things. Now, I personally have written hundreds of Turo descriptions, bios for sellers, automated messages, replies, and welcome messages for their Turo business. And these are the common differences I've noticed from sellers that are successful on the platform and the sellers that aren't. Now, before we get started, please tap the like button as it greatly helps out my channel and reaches a bigger audience. And hit subscribe if you'd like some more Turo or money-saving side hustle ideas in the future. And with that said, we'll begin. Now, tip number one may be obvious, but it's writing a compelling and exciting description. If buyers don't get an exciting description, they are not likely to rent out your car. The description needs to highlight the important features that the renter is looking for. Mainly, for example, if it's a minivan or an SUV, renters want to know the practicality and size of the car. If you highlight the number of seats, the large trunk, the large interior space, then it's a great option to start off with in your description. Or if you're listing a sports car or convertible like a Corvette, a Mustang, or a Lamborghini Huracan, they want to know its performance and the way it makes you feel when renting out. With these kind of cars, it's important to let them know about the loud exhausts, the eye-catching colours, interior and the sports seats, and how easy it is to drive and how easy it is to operate with the roof down, especially with renters that have never driven a car like this before. With some electric cars too, like the Tesla Model S Plaid, with its incredible 0 to 60 time of around 2 seconds. They also need to be aware and warned about how fast these vehicles can be, despite looking like an ordinary sedan. If they're on a budget and you're listing something like a Honda Civic or a Toyota Camry or a Nissan Sentra, then money-saving information is good to highlight in your description, such as the fuel economy and the MPG figures. With the latest Toyota Prius offering around 60 MPG, it's a real head-turner and attractive to those who want to save money during their trip. Or for electric cars, where charging can be really cheap and efficient way to save money and also the environment. Then it's important to list the spec and the features that the car has. Say it's the top model with all of the features. Don't be afraid to list them, as certain features in modern vehicles really make them appealing for those who want to rent out cars on Turo, as they just want to click a button to book, arrive on the day, take the keys off of you and drive. So the number one feature that car renters are looking for is Apple CarPlay or Android Auto integration. With most people owning a smartphone these days, it's very likely that renters will too, having used the Turo app to book and message you as a seller. With smartphone integration, you can just plug in your personal phone and have it integrated with the car straight away. It's the ultimate entertainment option because you can play all of your road trip playlists on the go without any changes to the car or the phone. You can even use the built-in Maps or Google Maps app, whichever app you're using, to navigate around the area. Especially if you're new to the area, it's a very useful feature. Other important items to note are the car's safety features. Things like auto emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist and blind spot monitoring, traffic sign recognition, and the autopilot feature on Tesla vehicles. Renters want to know their car has the safety features to keep them safe in an area that they may not be familiar with. Other important key safety features you might want to add include anchors for installing child seats in the rear, automatic high beams and headlights, keyless entry and start, and automatic wipers when it rains. Features such as sun or moon roofs are excellent too, as they let more light in and keep the kids entertained on long road trips where they can look outside. Now, the next tip is photos. First thing to note with photos is that Turo actually kind of cuts the top and the bottom to make it more wide, meaning that important features could be cut off, like the convertible roof or the nice wheels that you have on your car. Therefore, if you're doing the photos yourself, stepping further back and taking photos at a distance will make them stand out better on your description, with a clear image of the whole car, attracting more renters. Now, make sure you fill your listing with all the photos you can. I think there are 20 slots on Turo, and having 3 or 4 photos might be alright, but renters like to really browse a product to understand all of its features and space before booking. This includes the interior and where the driver sits, as well as photos of all the dashboard and controls that they were using. Perhaps even with the screen on and the phone plugged in to show the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay integration. Make sure to show the seats and the driving position, as well as the rear seating to show legroom and headroom, especially for taller drivers like me. I can't fit in some certain cars that are really small. Make sure to get photos of the trunk, or the boot as we call it in the UK, to show all of the luggage space. All of these are important. If it's a sports car or luxury car, make sure to show its exterior, especially if it's got a vibrant colour scheme. An otherwise common car on Turo may really stand out to buyers if it's a different colour scheme than everyone else. For example, the Tesla Model 3 is the most sought after vehicle on Turo, and the prices of these have gone down a lot for renting out on the platform. One of my clients the other day showed their pearlescent multicolour wrapped Tesla Model 3, and they said how popular it was. It was even rented out by celebrities and movie stars in the area. Now all of these features and photos, all of these photo tips can be covered if you hire and outsource your photography. By hiring a professional photographer, when these photos are done well, really makes the car pop out and stand out above all the rest of the cars on the platform. Like taking photos at sunrise or sunset in a public area with a scenic background such as mountains or hills, or even in front of a famous landmark. Then renters who are new to the area perhaps know the area because of this landmark. They can identify in the picture that you're in the area of their kind of number one spot that they want to visit, and even more likely to book your car on Turo. Now, professional photographers will know all of these tips anyway, and also they'll recommend what you need to do with the car to prepare it for the photography shoot. Which brings us on to the next point. Clean and maintain your car properly. This includes even before you list it on Turo. Make sure you note any marks or scuffs that you might have on the bodywork. Then take photos of after the booking to see if any difference that they might have caused any damage, especially if there are any disputes. And of course the regular maintenance that you need to check with your car. The oil, the tyres, the brakes, the coolant, the washer fluid, the lights, the wipers, the temperature gauges, even running it through a diagnostics check to see if the previous renter had messed around with the vehicle at all, because then you know it'll be ready for the next booking with no problems at all. Next tip is to always respond straight away. Your renters, of course, are your customers. Make sure you're responsive quickly and cater to all their requirements. Customer service is one of the most important things on Turo outside of the actual car you're renting out itself. If your response time is 1 or 2 minutes, then buyers know they're getting an answer quickly and are even more likely to book. When they arrive on the day, make sure they know everything about the vehicle and how to use it before you hand over the keys, as I have heard horror stories in the past of renters leaving on the parking brake the whole time they were booking the car, which causes brake wear, high engine load, and is really cringy for car owners, making the car strain so much more than it needs to, and could cause really catastrophic failure. Plus, it's really unsafe when parking up with the brakes on all the time, as the brakes may not leave the car stationary on the slope, and that could cause a whole load of accidents. Plus, I've even seen renters take the car to a dealership to get it serviced on behalf of you as the seller without even getting in touch, or because the service light came on and the renter thought it was the right thing to do. Make sure this doesn't happen to you by explaining it to any booking that you might get and any people that you might rent out to when they come to pick up the vehicle. The next tip is important as it really gets your traction going. Not a lot of people like to say this, but if you start your prices low to get reviews, this is something that happens a lot with beginner sellers. If you have 0 reviews and want to get started, then begin with lowering your price, undercutting your competitors, at least for the first 1 or 2 bookings, because it allows people to put reviews on your platform. Make sure you only allow people with reviews to book your car too at the start, and make sure they have fully verified their profile. This means that the Turo algorithm can put you higher up in the search results if your listing and description is good, with a good photo, responding quickly, and also if you've got a few 5-star reviews on your platform. It's a great start. If you need any help with what to price your vehicle at, then check out the competition in your area by acting as a renter on Turo. When looking at other people's listings, check out everything. Take a look at their profile and how it is laid out with a bio and description as a seller, the number of cars they have, their response time, number of reviews, and vehicle description. See the rates, how much they're charging for 1 day rental, 1 week rental, and then 3 or 4 weeks rental to see how much discount they offer for longer term rentals. This gives an idea about how much to rent the vehicle for, and this is to see how much you can undercut your competitors at the start. Make sure you aren't losing money though, as it's important to price your vehicle right for the maintenance and repairs that the booking may even incur. Now the next tip is up to you as an individual or a business seller on the platform and you want to turn it into a full-time business. But either way, you need to make sure your profile looks tidy and professional. Show a picture of you or your company logo if you're renting out multiple cars, with a bio to showcase who you are, where you're from, and what you offer to guests who want to book your car. Now the next tip is to get proper insurance and GPS tracking. Now I won't go to detail on this video, but Turo has a choice of 5 different insurance options provided by Liberty Mutual, and check out this very useful blog in the description below to find out more. What is important to mention is you don't have to go with Turo's insurance options, but make sure you do take out an insurance policy and the correct one for the type of service that you're offering. Make sure you correctly read and understand the fine print, or seek advice if you get any trouble with your insurance policy. It's also important to be flexible with bookings. People may want to arrive late at night or early in the morning, and customer service is key at the start, at least to begin with. Then you can dial back your flexibility once you have a few more reviews and trips on the platform. Now, me as a car lover, a tech fan, a degree automotive writer in this space, and someone who's written hundreds of descriptions before, I hope you find this video useful. If you're struggling to write a description, then please check out my Fiverr gig in the below description and book me to write you a compelling and exciting description on Turo. Let me know in the comments below about how you're getting on with your Turo business. With that said, thanks for watching, guys. My name's Alex once again. Please tap the like button as it greatly helps out my channel, and please hit subscribe for more videos like this in the future.